Welcome everybody to today's 1 million by 1 million strategy roundtable for entrepreneurs. For those of you who are not aware or are joining for the first time, this is part of the 1 million by 1 million global initiative, and our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs around the world reach $1 million in annual revenue and beyond. So we have companies that are making great progress, and you're going to hear from some of them today. We are going to work with some of the Microsoft BizSpark Startup India grant finalists today in this session, because that grant application has closed and Microsoft has selected their finalists, and we are working with some of them today. The finals are next week, and we hope some of our entrepreneurs are going to win. Please note that the roundtable is being recorded, so if you are, for instance, you want to play back the session later on and listen to some particular portion of it, you will be able to do that. And there is a Facebook poll on our Facebook page, so it's facebook.com 1M by 1M, and you're going to listen to 5 pitches today. And once you have listened to them, please go to the Facebook page and vote for who's your favorite company. And we have a lot of tweeting going on during these sessions. We encourage live tweeting of these sessions. So please, if you are tweeting, please use the hashtag tag 1M1M and let your, if you are tweeting, let the other people in the public chat know that you are tweeting and what your Twitter handle is, so that they can retweet and give your tweets more visibility. So you to tweet and get lots of visibility for your tweets, but use Twitter smartly so that everybody else in the room can also participate and retweet your tweets. All right, so the first presenter today is Freshdesk. Girish is going to present the company. Now, Freshdesk is a 1 million by 1 million premium member. They are a finalist of the Microsoft BizSpark grant program. Today on my blog, you will see a 1 million by 1 million incubation radar post on Freshdesk, and you will see a lot more details on the company. For the moment, Girish is going to go over his pitch for next week's finals, and we're going to do a very quick review of the pitch and do a quick feedback session, so that Girish is already set go to present next week. Go ahead, Girish. Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, hello everyone. Who are in the US. Good afternoon. So, introducing myself, my name is Girish Mathrabotham, his name, for those of you in the US especially. We customers based on the cloud.
We can't hear you very well. Something is going wrong here. So you're cutting off and on.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better.
Okay. We started Freshdesk building a world-class customer support software on the cloud. So let me move on to the next slide. So how do we go to the, big view of Freshdesk. So building on customer support that combines customer support with, we say, multi email, telephone, web, chat, the external customer, such as Facebook.
Something is wrong with the audio. We can't hear you at all.
Girish, I think the reception is pretty bad. It was fine before, and right now it's echoing too. Looks like you moved to a different place.
Okay.
We were able to hear you fine before the presentation, actually. When you were just conversing with me, we could hear you fine. I'm not sure what's going on now.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, but we have to hear you a bit more
Okay.
to see whether we can. Go ahead.
Okay. So we started in October 2010. We launched private beta in March and a public beta, and we successfully released the product on June. So we have close to 700 signups, and we have the latest update is we have 6 paying customers, which we got last week. So from a financing perspective, we are so to raise a Series A of 500K. So value proposition quickly. So Freshdesk is for small and medium-sized businesses who want a full-fledged customer support solution without systems, without the high capex, and that's simple and easy to use as a SaaS system, and also enables multi-channel support. So that's the value proposition. So key competitors in the cloud-based customer support space. So you have Zendesk, which is the primary competitor, and whose Zendesk launched in 2007, and they have more than 10,000 customers till date. They hiked their prices last. Lots of unhappy customers. Basically, it was like they were vacating the SMB market and trying to move higher up the value chain. So in fact, that was the trigger for me to quit my job as VP of Product Management at Zoho and start Freshdesk. Mm-hmm. So if you look at some of the other competitors, like Service Cloud is from Salesforce, but it's focusing on the enterprise side of things. Like prices are like 10 times higher than what we offer. And Assistly is another startup which is playing in the same area. They launched in 2010. And again, they seem to be going after a mid to large enterprise based on their price point. So if you look at the primary competitor, and what we have in terms of competitive advantage at the time being, these are all moving targets, but right now what we have identified is since most of the companies are technology companies or companies that have something to do with the internet or say domain web hosting companies or SSL certificate vendors or design firms. So most of them want or many of them want a multi-product, even if they. So we have built is through multi-product support, which the competition currently doesn't have, and also which has a separate now apart from a community forum. So then does not we just ask people to use their forums as a knowledge base. Assistly does not have the community forums. So and we also our goal is to keep the user interface simple, easy to use, and also pricing is a major differentiator. We are affordable for small and medium businesses. Our pricing is $9 to $29, $9.99 plans. But our go-to-market strategy quickly. So we do most of the stuff like we have integrated with Google Apps Marketplace, which is giving us steady traffic. We also do regular blogging and we also do paid like advertising on Google AdWords, like banner ads on some internet sites and web directories, and we are planning to come up with an affiliate marketing. I don't know, I apologize for the slides. I think something is screwed up in this slide, but it looks fine on my machine. So the target markets that we are going after, USA, obviously, because it's the biggest market, and Europe, the 5 countries, and we are also focusing on Netherlands and Philippines as traditional office for customer support, outsourced customer support. And can you go to the next slide, please? From an average perspective, so the first thing, customer support is an established market with several traditional on-premise already proving that it's a multi-billion-dollar market. But for the sake of like looking at what would be the perspective, we took Sramana's help also. Thanks, Sramana, for your help on this. So in calculating like what would be the number of US companies with different employee sizes, and if we assume that $19 per month, so what would be the revenue per year? And we calculated the USA TAM to be around 808. Traditional software sales, USA is 40% of the world market. Europe is around 35%, of the world is 20%. So applying those numbers, we get a worldwide TAM of around $2 billion. So what do you see? What is the effect of cloud adoption? Meaning, what if only 2% of companies use a cloud-based customer support software, or let's say 10% of companies use cloud-based support software? And as we all know, cloud adoption is growing, so you could see a steady growth, a good ramp up in TAM over the years. That's the projection. Statistics. So we've had a steady growth in terms of signups from March till June. And to see from, and we are on the right side, you see it was around 2 to 3 hours, and around 10, 12 over days. So customers, and we expect beta customers.
Okay.
So not more beta customers. It's some cases, educational institutions, major small software companies, and lots of companies who have something to do with internet market, the internet or the technology industry. So one question that we are trying to crack right now, and I know that to discuss, based on your experience with working with a lot of companies, like which channels are the most effective and which ones are not, and in terms of cost effectiveness also, like because we have to work with, we don't want to waste our time or have a very high customer acquisition cost.
Yeah, in fact, I think, Girish, one thing we're going to have to work on going forward is also to see how we can drop your customer acquisition cost a bit, because if you're going to compete on price, you also need to adjust the customer acquisition cost. So to answer your question, I think two of the most effective and cost-effective customer acquisition channels are guerrilla PR and search engine optimization. So from a search engine optimization point of view, I think you're already blogging. I think ramping up the blogging strategy is something that would be worthwhile to do, and we can talk more offline about how to do that. One of the things I just spoke with at the private roundtable yesterday, Ashok Jaga, who's one of the premium members. He has also started a blog, and he is writing these mobile app reviews. And I just told him that I asked for the links to it, we'll review it, and if they meet our quality standards, we can syndicate them on our blog where we have a lot more traffic, and we'll be able to drive traffic back to him. I will offer you the same thing. If you are writing consistently good quality content, we can definitely look at the content and see what we can do to give you more visibility on our blog, as well as link back and send traffic back to you and stuff like that. So those are viable things we can definitely do. And on the guerrilla PR side also, there are some very specific outreaches that you're going to need to put together, right? There are a lot of people who write blogs that are customer service related blogs. There are customer service consultants who write blogs. There are all sorts of small blogs. These may not be huge blogs, but there's a lot of blogs that are actually writing about customer service. And then there are also these technology blogs like my blog and all the other, the TechCrunch and all kinds of blogs. Those are also places that you need to very systematically pitch to. So again, we can, if you have specific questions, we can help you a lot about the process of how to do that and so forth. But I would focus on those two as your primary customer acquisition strategies. I am a little bit reluctant to spend a lot of money on Google PPC. You can do the analysis on paid search and see how much keywords cost, but keywords in your category have become quite expensive. So I'm a bit reluctant to send you in that direction because it's going to kind of drive up customer acquisition costs, which I don't want to see. Now, as far as your presentation for the Microsoft pitch, I think this is looking good. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a kind of like what to emphasize and how to emphasize guidance. You have a few really strong points. You'll see tomorrow I have a trend piece called India's Big Opportunity in SaaS coming. Take a look at that, and it basically gives an overview of where India's SaaS opportunity is, and it basically talks about what you are doing. Effectively, what Zoho did is take a category and really downshift the price point, and you are doing roughly the same thing in customer service. And this, I believe, is a big opportunity for India from a software as a service opportunity point of view. So you should highlight that as as an industry direction, and you are as an industry trend even, and you are playing to that trend. You are you're aligning with that trend. It's like you're executing on that trend. So definitely preamble your pitch by setting that high-level industry direction. The second point to stress is that your team does have, it does come out of Zoho and has experience of working together. A team that has experience of working together and delivering products together is of high value to everybody. Basically, it's a team which has worked together and delivered products together is a credible team. So you want to emphasize that point. The third thing you want to emphasize is that you're operating on a very large TAM. This is if you, in my assessment of the opportunity in the incubation radar post that I wrote, I see this as a 1 to 2 billion. It doesn't really matter whether it's a 1 billion or a 2 billion opportunity, but it's a very large market opportunity, and conceivably you have the mettle to execute on it. So large TAM is a good point to underscore. And then the next thing to underscore is your own execution. The fact that you have a product, that product has 700 beta customers, and you have started actually getting paying customers. The fact that your product is validated, the value proposition is validated, your business model is validated, and your pricing model is validated, and you have paying customers. This is an evidence of execution. So this is a point which you need to underscore, and pretty much what you need to tell these people. You articulate your value proposition, you articulate the industry trends, the TAM, the team, and your execution. You have a very solid case, and you can actually negotiate a fairly strong valuation. As we get into those discussions with investors, we can talk about it and see how what kind of term sheets are coming and so forth. This is a company that can be financed at a very, very sizable valuation. Okay.
And thanks for giving me the opportunity to present today.
You're very welcome, Girish. Good luck. All right. Next, we have 10 screens. Avinash Karana, also a BizSpark Startup Grant finalist. Avinash, if you could unmute your line and please come and present,
Hello, everybody.
Hi, go ahead.
I'm Avinash from Tencrins, and let's move to the next page. We are from the Bangalore. So this product Tencrins, the parent company is Business Technologies Private Limited, and we incorporated in 2010. Now we have released our from beta to the first version 1.0, and this completely self-funded. So currently we have around 175, actually 183 today registered users. Mm-hmm. Out of them, there are 2 paid customers. One has taken the enterprise licenses, and other is regular SaaS license. Mm-hmm. Enterprise in the sense they want to basically sell 1 year complete hosting actually. And this is today we had 3 customers for the 30-day trial they have registered, and every day we see around 130 to 140 traffic. Today, so far, 110 traffic already have come, and US traffic is waiting. And that is actually our 60% traffic. So today will be a lot many. And so far, we have not done any AdWords or any kind of money spent on the marketing. Return visitor is around 40%. So team, we have 3 people who work together in Infosys back year 2000, and it is this 10-screen product is focused on re-engineering the SDLC. We look at the complete SDLC, what is going wrong, and that is from our experience. Everybody have in this industry, both provider side as well as the consumer side. And we found that communication is the issue, and that same people who worked in the Infosys, we have come here and also have done after 7-8 years. I am Avinash, that's middle one. So I'm the CTO, and Sunil Gutula, he is the CEO right now, and Sridhar Dulipala, he is from the NID. He is the design person, so he does all the product design. Marketing and sales, which we are now doing ourselves, and also thinking and
okay.
So what exactly we are solving? We found out that this poor communication between the team in a software project is the biggest challenge. What happens, the requirements gets written in a Word document, some people make the mock-ups, they write in the spreadsheets, use cases, UML diagrams, flow diagrams, it is everywhere. And it's all one silo piece of information that business users read and they sign up, yes, this is what I want. And what happens in the end when they see during the acceptance test, the product, they say, oh, this I could have done like this, I didn't want this, and all this kind of stuff. And that leads to missed milestones, rework, and eventually the budget overrun. So if we see a software, it is like two parts to it. One is the user interface, and second is the underlying business process. Instance allows user to test the user interface and underlying business process in a single step. And that, when they test drive, their ideas get clarified. Everybody are in the same space, same pitch, and that leads to robust business requirements during the planning stage or the requirement elicitation stage. And that leads to robust software, and also there is no confusion among various stakeholders. Next. So this is from actual one experience where one client was from Sweden, and they outsourced their Android application to India. It was $25K USD. The first week, service customers captured the requirements in document screenshots, process diagrams, and even they will communicate over the email, Skype. From the second week onwards, they build the project plan, and they open the team and start development work. From fourth week onwards, they usually come up with the screen prototype and home page or 1-2 page, important page, that they share and get a sign off on the screen. And from there onwards, it goes to the development, and till the last, there's no iteration because it's a very small time project. So till the end, the customer experienced the application, and then they say, oh, I wanted this, I wanted that, and that goes to the reviewer. And this I have involved during the consulting stage for a small this project, who is from the Friends company. So this is still live that particular pain is addressed by Teamspeak. Build the robust requirements in the week 1. Why to wait till you go live? We looked at the startups and SME companies from US and European who are outsourcing their customer software development work. And that we calculated looking at those who are registered in the LinkedIn, the service providers, their total employee strength. And from that we calculated how much is going to be at our one project license, which is $11. It's coming out to 5.4 million USD per year. And then there are other kind of players are there also who are the ERP tool people. The ERP customization is a big pain, and that has come every time. Basically, again, the requirements doesn't get clear. What customization is required is not clear, and after the ERP gets implemented, the satisfaction factor comes down. So that is called the ERP customization planning tool they usually do, and then they show various process diagrams. What happens is mapping the unique business process to a specific ERP CRM sample flowchart. So first that mapping starts, like what is going to be the delta, and eventually that gets codified. So we find that this can be properly addressed during the planning stage, leading to a good ERP implementation and happy customers. So that's calculated and that's coming around.
You have sent me all sorts of different calculations of TAM in the last few days. You called me yesterday and said you had the ERP customization has another 6-month variable in the equation. Is that true or not?
Yeah. So the first one we have validated the price points. People are happy with that price point. So this second one, we have just projected the lowest one, and from that basically it's more accurate. So it's the lowest calculation we have given.
I see. Okay. Okay.
The competitive landscape, we see there are many players are there, but the direct competitor we see is the iRise. The competitors are the regular user, the screen prototype tool guys, the workflow guys. The direct competitor who gives the complete is the iRise. iRise has the in-house installation, so they will give a license to install it in-house, and that is dedicated for each customer. And what addresses the application virtualization. But here what we are saying is, whenever you do offshore, your team is geographically distributed. You cannot put it inside your LAN. You need to basically put it somewhere in the cloud so that all the people can see. That's number one. And number two, you can have dedicated hardware for one person. Either you sell it up here, or you basically buy it, install it, dedicate hardware, rack space. This is too much for the SMB market. So let them come in the multi-tenant system, and so that the cost can be shared. And finally, we are saying the integrated requirements is a prototype plus workflow. It's not sketching all the screen and then filling up with the data, because that takes a lot of time.
Abhinav, you should put the pricing on this screen as well, this slide as well.
Excuse me, Sramana?
You should also put the pricing, the competitive pricing on this screen, on this slide.
Okay. So
the pricing of iRise screens should also be on the slide.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah. The pricing usually iRise is $7,000 US, whereas 10 screens starts from $11, and then 10 projects is $49. I'll put that price. So this is the most important factor. So go-to-market strategy. What we found out, acquiring so many customers one by one is getting very difficult. And if we go and start having our network very soon we are of the network. So we found out most of our partners, they advertise in the Google AdWords. That's number one. And number two, they have they're also blogging. They also try to attract their customers. So we want to go and embed in their website. And why they are going to embed our tool? Because when a visitor comes, if you see that state your business requirements, it is really going to motivate him because he is trying to get his software developed. So he's going to click that. After that, they paint the requirements, and during the time of the save, we are going to say, give me your user ID and password because we are going to, so that next time you can improve upon this one. That's the time.
Is this validated, Avinash? Is this strategy validated?
Yes, we are validated.
So you have
it is validated, and some
who are embedding you on their site.
Exactly. So some of the partners have already started embedding it, and we have started seeing the traffic flowing to us. And this is very good because each partner we expect 40 to 50 average, and that is going to draw good traffic to our site.
And you are doing a blog as well? 10 Screens has a blog?
Yes, we are doing blogs, and as well as we are also speaking in different forums so that our linking back to the 10 Screens search engine optimization is happening.
Okay. So again, we can look at your blog and see what we can do on the 1 million by 1 million site to syndicate your content and drive traffic back to you as well. Okay.
Okay. So the technology advantage is, we can scale really to 10 times of Wikipedia that we have tested. It's a provision and help us to onboard the partners in just a click of the button, customers on a shared platform in a click of a button. So that platform is ready for, and we have considered partners, customers, everybody in this multi-tenancy. And second, most important is we can really scale. So scaling is not going to be a problem tomorrow. At the premium, a lot of people are going to come. They're going to sign up for a free trial. We have seen that 100:1. Like after 180, around 52 customers. After that, we saw first paid customers. So that means we are going to have a lot of people there. So it's important for us to basically scale it really in the commodity class hardware so that technology cost doesn't go up very high. And we have all the templates ready so that any new device comes, it's very fast.
Okay, Avinash, I got it. I'm going to give you some. Can you mute your line or something? This is causing echo. Can you mute your line, Avinash? Avinash, can you mute your line, please? Bharati, what's going on?
I have to drop them all. I don't know what's happening. Somebody has it. There's echo. Probably I'll have to drop them and then call them back. But they have to dial it back.
This is a nightmare.
Yeah, I don't know why though.
There's a loop going on. Somebody is not muted, that's why.
Yeah, one of the presenters has not muted. So guys, if you're on the audio,
everybody please mute your phone.
Mute your line. So Girish, Abhinash, Ramkumar, Abhijit, Sunil, if you're on the call and if you have not muted your line, please mute it immediately.
Sramana, you are able to hear me now?
Give me 1 second. Sramana, actually, can you reduce your volume a little bit?
Reduce?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sramana, you are able to
Is
hear
that better?
I think I am on mute.
Yeah, I think right now it's good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Abhinash, I have a few pieces of feedback. We have to move on to the next person, but let me give you a few pieces of feedback. One of them is that you should remember I told you that in the premium module you have two sample presentations. One is an investor pitch, the other is a customer pitch. I would follow the flow of probably the investor pitch actually for this Microsoft presentation that you have coming up, and include some of the information you have already worked on and calculated for the incubation radar profile that we just did for you, and present that like you do want to present information like TAM and pricing and all this stuff needs to be presented in this pitch in a very succinct way. You need to see that the way we do these kinds of pitches is the value proposition, is the target customer segment, the go-to-market strategy, TAM, team, and technology. That's what you want to present. So make sure all that information is really there, and your information is there. It just needs to look a little bit crisper. For one thing, I'd like to challenge you. You have a lot of text on these slides. Can you cut down the amount of text to much smaller amount of text and use a better, slightly better design? You have Sridhar on your team from NID, so ask him to look at your presentation and clean it up and polish it up. So I think you have the content in here. Try to package it up a little bit better and more, in a more, I guess, catchy way, so that the presentation has more impact. Okay? Sure. Otherwise, you have most of the information here. I think it's more a cosmetic cleaning up that needs to happen.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. And there is an appendix section which I am not going to touch in here. That we have just projected up some of the P&L projections and financing history.
That I would not include. P&L projections, I'm not sure if you want to include in this.
Yeah, okay.
That's not necessary, and I think this is not. I wouldn't bother about that in this presentation.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. And you will have the incubation radar post. We're going to syndicate it and give you lots of publicity in the next few days. You're gonna be on my columns and everything. So feel free to tweet that and blog about it and everything, and get that out there so that you have enough mind share in the next few days leading up to the finals.
Thank you so much.
All right. Next, let's Ram Kumar. I'm not sure why this is echoing, Bharati.
Sramana, actually the feedback is from you.
From me. So what do I do? What do you want me to do?
So off late, if in Skype, if the speaker volume is super high, there is an echo. We observe that.
It's not super high.
I don't know, because in Skype I see like even when others are speaking, it's showing as if like there is constant sound coming from your side.
But I can hardly hear anybody else right now. This volume at which my speaker is, I can barely hear anybody.
So right now, go ahead and increase a little bit, and then let's see.
Okay, Ram Kumar.
Yeah, you are able to hear me?
Yeah, I can barely able to hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, okay. Keep going. Can everybody else hear Ram Kumar?
Hello?
Yeah.
Is everybody able to hear me? Can I proceed?
Yeah, please proceed.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So,
Ram Kumar, I have a question for you before you proceed actually.
Yeah.
Are you the same Ram Kumar who is doing Mango DVM?
Yes, Sramana. Mango DVM is a company owned by me, and I work for Texelo.
I see. This is kind of confusing. You come back so many times in so many incarnations. I'm getting confused.
Yeah, actually, MongoDB is a company owned by me. It is still live and we are working on it. And Texelo is a company where I work as Director of Product Management and Marketing.
Okay.
Texelo is actually founded by a team of very highly technically capable people. As you can see, the ability to not only build the product, but build the product at the framework level. And we are able to sell it in the market. We did a pitch for Texelo. I don't know whether you remember sometime in April last year.
I remember, but it's where I got confused was you have come so many times and presented so many things.
Yeah, so when we pitched in April last year, and after that, a lot of things have happened, and we got a lot of validation from customers. We have reached about $100,000 in revenue in the last 1 year, one year and 3 months, and we have got about 75 developers using the product. We have some really large ISVs who have bought 25, 30 developer licenses and decided to move their entire product suite, multiple products to the Celostas platform in Germany, in US, and some startup companies in UK and Malaysia have started using it. So that's the adoption that we have had in the last 1 year. So let me proceed further into the presentation after this brief introduction.
Okay. Go ahead.
So just to reiterate the point that Texelo has been featured by Gartner as a cool vendor in 2011 for the innovative technology that Texelo has been able to create and sell in the market. Yeah, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, this is a very overview of the Texelo's framework actually fits into the scheme of things. The target market is very clearly defined as ISVs who already have a .NET-based application or product, or an ISV or a startup who is trying to build a .NET-based product, where our framework fits between the technology stack of Microsoft, which is .NET and Visual Studio, and the customer's product or application. But it is not a platform like Post.com. It is not an application server like SaaSgrid. It is actually a development framework with all the libraries and services which the developers call during the product development process. And once the development is complete, when they deploy it, the entire application stack is owned by the ISV. There is no vendor lock-in, there is no platform lock-in. The entire product of the ISV is, along with the Celostas binaries, are deployed, and we allow them to deploy in as many servers and as many locations as they want. Right from on-premises, they continue to want to sell it on on-premise model. They can do so by hosting it in Windows boxes. They can host it in Azure. They can host it in Amazon and things like that. Okay, so the primary, I think we can size up. Yeah, okay. So the primary value proposition and the competitive positioning is that we fill a gap between what .NET offers today and what the cloud has the potential, both in terms of Azure and Amazon, particularly for somebody who's trying to build a SaaS product. And we do that without locking the ISV into any proprietary container or application server or class platform. And we give complete control over the entire application stack. And we have a true multi-tenant architecture, which also provides for tenant-level customizability and configurability, which is very important if you want to have a multi-tenant single servicing customers in multiple verticals, multiple requirements. You need to be able to customize it and configure it without changing your code base. So all the customizability features are supported by the built into the framework. So the time saved for the ISV in developing the product is substantial. So let's go to the next slide. So the key competition so far we have faced from most customers, where we have also lost the order, is not the PaaS, because if they have already decided that the PaaS is the right solution for them, they wouldn't have even come to us. But having decided to build a SaaS product on .NET, they only have two options: to build it themselves, the entire stack on their own, or to buy the framework and get a head start and save some cost. So the primary advantage is the saving in cost, the tested and proven and supported framework which is easily extensible, and they can get to the market faster. It gives them a lot of freedom and flexibility compared to other PaaS solutions without the complexities of writing their own stack from scratch. And they can, so that the developers finally, in essence, can focus only on building the business features, depending on whether it's a HR application, a CRM application, finance application, retail application, whatever may be the domain, they can only focus on the business features and leave the entire multi-tenant engineering stack to the SaaS framework. So that is the reason why they need to buy it from us rather than building it themselves, even though a few customers have decided that they would like to build it themselves. And in terms of the potential, we see that the .NET segment itself is quite huge. There are thousands and thousands of .NET applications out there, which will all eventually, over a period of time, as the cloud and SaaS models mature, they all have to move to a multi-tenant architecture sooner or later. And many more new ones, startups and new companies are going to build new SaaS. So, and the .NET resources availability on .NET is very high. It's a very strong ecosystem and has been there for quite some time. So it's much easier to build a product, even a new product on .NET. So we provide a 50% saving in building a SaaS product using our framework. And so we have this pricing also kind of validated. We have customers who have paid that $25,000 for a 25-user license, $10,000 for a 5-developer license. And we think that it's not a time, what I put there is not a time. We think we ourselves will do about $25 to $50 million per year. The only question that remains is that how do we really reach out as a startup company? Do we take funding and we already validated, do we take funding and go, or do we really go on our own and reach out? There's a huge market out there in US, UK, Europe, everywhere. So the key challenge now for us after 1 year of operations is to really scale this in terms of how do we do that. Now in terms of strategic advantages, as I've already explained some of them, so I don't want to repeat that. And the most important advantage we do have is the development and support is done out of India, so costs are much lower compared to other competitors who are operating from other places.
Ramkumar, just 1 second. Let me ask you a few questions here. First is, what use cases are you seeing? I'm going to give you the questions and you can answer them in sequence. Just first, one of them is, you said you've already got to about 100,000 in revenue, which means that you have live customers. So I'd like to understand what have been the use cases for these, and 2, how have you acquired those customers?
Okay. So the use cases have always been ISVs who are already been medium-sized ISVs who are already in the market with a lot of products in on-premise model. They are migrating their strategy as a whole, as a business strategy of the company towards that in a phased manner, and they want to standardize on a multi-tenant internal engineering platform where all their products will eventually be built on top of it. So they have to decide whether they want to build it internally or whether they want to buy it from Texelo and build it, because there is no other alternative as of now other than building it themselves if they do not buy it from Texelo. So that is the use case. Some of the specific areas where we have got success is very similar, is in alignment with the SaaS adoption. You see more ISVs coming from the HR, workforce management, benefit administration space, because that is also the space where SaaS adoption is going very high today. And that is with respect to the use cases. With respect to how we acquire these customers, three out of these customers were acquired through internet marketing, by guerrilla PR, by blogs, by search engine optimization. And 2 of these customers were acquired through a partner who is a solution integrator who was building the product for the customer, and we jointly went to the customer and positioned the framework, and the customer agreed to use it at the time in terms of development. So that's how we actually got these cases. And we have, based on your suggestion last year, we have also made some good progress with respect to solution integrators in India, like Time with Persistent, Time with Aspire System. We are in the process of discussing with other people, Symphony Services and other people, but we have not made much progress with respect to finding our partners in the US. Partners who can resell our product, maybe because we were a startup and we were not visible. But after this Gartner cool vendor thing happened in April 2001, we see a lot more seriousness among potential partners who are willing to even listen to us. So I think the traction will be better now after this Gartner thing has happened. But we really have a problem in terms of reaching out to potential partners and resellers and reaching out to the huge market out there, because the .NET community is quite huge in the US and the Europe market. And one more area that I need your suggestion is also with respect to the Microsoft partnership. Of course, we have been working with Girish here in India. He has been very helpful, and we have now come to the finalist stage in this grant program. But we are trying to get a similar breakthrough in US. We are still not being able to get a breakthrough in US in terms of relating to somebody in Microsoft in the US, so that we can cover the US market better through the relationship with Microsoft. And another thing that we have just done, which is not there in the slide, we did it today morning, we decided to do it today morning, and we have just launched it, is apart from new product development, which is a small market, there is a huge market out there to help ISVs move their existing .NET products to
Ramkumar, can you stop for a second, please? Stop. You know, you're saying a lot of things. It's not possible for me to digest the information in this format. So what I would like you to do is kind of come back with a proper positioning document. I want to see segmentation of exactly where you're getting traction, what kind of companies, what size of companies, what segment of companies. And if you need help with that, please sign up for the premium program and go through the positioning module. Because it's hard for me to do a go-to-market strategy without doing positioning first, and this company is not positioned.
So one of the areas that we are currently working on is to help ISVs move their existing products to the sellers.
We need to move on. I don't have time to spend. I don't have more. I have to do 2 more presentations today, so I can't spend more time on this. So please, please go do the positioning work and the go-to-market work, and I would prefer that you do the premium program. Okay?
Yeah.
Gosh, this is impossible. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. This has been a nightmare technically. VView is really acting up today, and it seems like there's a problem on their end. So, Abhijit, are you on the phone?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. It's your turn to present. So go ahead and
okay. So our technologies are all about supporting a new way of typing in all languages of the world on the mobile phone and other digital devices. Now, as you know, today, of about 5 billion phone users all over the world, it's about 3.2 billion people, the majority, who write in non-Latin scripts, whether they are the numerous scripts of China, India, densely populated South Asia, the family of Cyrillic scripts from the post-Soviet bloc countries, the Arabs, and eastern part of Asia, countries like Japan and China, Korea. Now, all of these countries write in scripts which are not the Latin script. They are non-Latin scripts. And these are very poorly supported, or they are completely not supported as of today. If they are supported, they are supported through cumbersome multi-tap. These languages have a very large number of character sets. Now, each of these Indian languages, for example, have about 70 characters. And the number of taps go to 7 or 9, which is completely unusable. So instead of all this, there is this invention which relies on the statistical nature of languages, mined from corpus linguistics, and a bit of artificial intelligence, and a new usability, a new ergonomics, that allows, that lends itself to a remarkably simple way to type on the phone, which is so fast that you could be typing in Hindi or Bengali or Arabic or Malayalam on your phone faster than you can write in English today. This is the story about the Panini keypad. This is a name for our Indian family of languages, developed in the 9 major languages of India, working on the phone, used by hundreds of thousands of people. And Clever Texting is the global brand, which has already been developed for a whole lot of languages of the world, from every linguistic family, from Korean to, say, Spanish and Portuguese and Arabic and Russian and so on. And each of these things are actually developed, running on the phone, used by people, often paid for, and they're demonstrable. Now, this is the technology, and the utility of this technology is very large and very wide-ranging. We go to the market directly to the user in the form of apps, both free as well as paid for. And we are building a mandate for the device manufacturers to move in this particular direction for the merits of this usability, both to the manufacturer as well as to the user. And then we can license our technology for a royalty per device, which is a standard way of doing business. If you're familiar with T9 and Nuance Communication, they built a business around it. And it's also available as an API to third-party application developers who want to integrate linguistic support into their applications. And a whole lot of government and enterprise applications are possible. Telecom operators too can be offered this technology as a value-added service and so on. Now, this is the space about this technology. It has won wide-ranging recognition throughout the world. We were showcased by Oracle during the Mobile World Congress at Barcelona, as well as we were shown during the keynote address of Java One. We recently won the TIE 50 award in your city, and a whole lot of other recognitions we have also received.
What is your go-to-market strategy, Abhijit?
Yeah. So right now, what we are doing is we are engaging with each and every device manufacturer of the world, and we've already done so, whether it is Nokia, LG, Samsung, and on and on. And even people who make tablets like HP, Dell, etc. We have started engaging with them, showing them their technology. They have each liked it. And at the same time, we are also going to the users directly through websites and app stores and our own website, and evangelization that we do through exhibitions and forums and awards and things like that. And through which we are getting people to know about it, know about this thing, get to use it, and fulfill the overall mandate. It's not going to be very easy to change a usability that affects such a large number of people worldwide, and such a big design change. So it's not going to happen in a hurry. We've only been around for 2 years, ever since our products have been made. But yes, a big call in that thing is moving in that particular direction. The International Telecommunication Union recognizes our technology, and there was a big story on us in the March issue in the innovation section. And we've been invited to be a member of the ITU and things like that. So this is how, we are creating. It's a very unconventional, different kind of a business. Its challenges are unique, and we are trying to deal with it with whatever strategic things that we can think of.
Abhijit, business is business. It's not unconventional or conventional. What my question is, what is the go-to-market strategy for this business? Assuming that it's a business and it's not a non-profit, right? You're a business, yes?
Yeah, we are a business.
So what is the go-to-market strategy for the business? You have a technology. How does that technology go to market?
Yeah. When you license it to handset manufacturer, we have had a contract with LG, for example, who would like to put it into their phones, and they pay us a fixed royalty per device on every phone in which they include this technology.
Okay, so LG is the customer now?
Yeah, so therefore these companies become our customers.
And you have customers like that.
Yeah, I mean, we've had these contracts with several manufacturers, both Indian as well as one like LG.
Okay.
They're all in the queue, and they have technical issues. Sometimes they are unable to put fonts on their phone and things like that. These are taking time, and so that is the status. And meanwhile, we are also selling our apps from app stores. For example, the iTunes store or the Nokia OV store, and from the operator decks of Airtel and Aircel. Through all of these ways, we are going directly to the user. And a revenue model can be built very well around the B2C part of the business as well for the moment. But the long roadmap for this technology is to be licensed to handset manufacturers and other device manufacturers to be put into the phone. And there has been other technologies that have done this in the past. Yeah?
How are you financed?
How are they? Okay. At first from personal savings, and then a bit from angel investments that we received from certain individuals as of now. But yeah, we are very keen to raise a institutional round of funding.
Okay.
Have you ever had a chance of looking at our technology, exactly what it looks like or what it is?
I haven't.
Okay, I had sent a video to Maureen. In case you ever have an opportunity, I would invite you to have a look. It's just a 6-minute video. But it does everything about. It tells you everything about what it looks like, and it's really very interesting. And one of the things that I want to request you
to doing technically, but what I have to say, 1 million by 1 million, the program is all about building businesses. One thing you'll find unusual about us is we are not overly enamored with technology. I'm very glad that you're doing a very interesting technology, but I am interested in you building a business out of it.
Okay.
And building a business requires a certain amount of discipline and certain amount of, certain rigor. So I have no doubt that this is very interesting technology, but I want to see you build a business out of it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we are very confident about that too. I mean, it is the same confidence on which our investors have put money. I can tell you that, the company like T9, you must be familiar with the way you used to be assisted when you were using the old phones of the past, the T9 prediction. That was a company that was sold for $265 million in the year 1997, when the mobile opportunity was not even 1/10 of what it is today. So the scope for monetization of these kind of technology is extremely high, actually. If you are going to, say, license to a handset manufacturer for a figure which is less than $1 per phone, but the number of phones that are selling every month all over this non-Latin world is really very large. In the case of India alone, it's a number like 12 to 15 million phones get sold every month in India alone. So it is just a matter of the mandate thing, and we filed patents to protect our technology, and as well as this all-round awareness about who are the people behind this, and that is how we monetize.
Yeah, all that is very well. All that is very well. There is, these technology licensing deals are very long sales cycle deals, and the cash comes very late in the cycle. So you're going to have to finance the middle of the process, and those are when I talk about building a business, there are certain realities of building a business. That's what we work on. 1 million by 1 million is a very pragmatic program.
Yeah, but during which we are already selling our apps through app stores, and that can build a very good revenue as well.
So do you have revenues out of app stores right now?
Yes, we do.
How much revenue do you have
every day we sell. Okay, let me tell you the case of the iTunes App Store, where we released our products only about 4 weeks ago. We sell about 15 apps every day from our app stores right now, and this is with no advertising at all. And this is just the beginning of a viral, spread of this technology, because these are offered across so many different languages. And as users are going to find out about this way of, for example, you are an iPhone user and you would like to fancy writing in Bengali on your phone and you come across this Panni keypad product in the iTunes store, it costs about $2.99, and you may like to have it. Now, imagine the number of people who could potentially be wanting to have it, whether they are Indian of the Indian diaspora or of people of Arabic origin, Russians, and so on. So, if right now we are trying to do this without any marketing at all, but this kind of a company, when marketed, when products will be very well known, they will see very big numbers. But yes, we are already having.
I think the possibilities are there. Yeah. I think it's a question of how you manage applications cost money to develop and market. So each application, if you're talking about an application that is a Bengali script application or an Arabic script application, each of those applications will need to be developed and marketed, and that has costs associated with it. So I guess, you are operating at a 30,000 foot level. I'm, the business I run is about operating at a very, at the absolute ground level. So I guess the reason you're not seeing the enthusiasm you are used to getting is because I get it. Yeah, I get your technology, but that's not what excites me. Business excites me. Your technology sounds like it's very interesting and everything. I want to see a business being built out of it, and I just, as a caution, I would like to see that you don't run out of money and fall into this chasm where you don't have the cash to sustain this long sales cycle of technology licensing to device manufacturers.
Yeah. Actually, we just need to sell about 100 odd apps every day, and we would be breaking even. So we are already at around from the Nokia OV another 10 or so. We are already at the 25 mark, and in a matter of just about a month or so.
Okay.
So we are pretty sure that we'll very soon be okay.
Okay. So you still have a very low cost structure.
Yeah. We are operating out of India. It's a 10-member team. People really get surprised how we develop for 22 languages with just 10 people. So that is the methodologies are extremely productive of whatever we are doing, and by now everything is automated. Now, one of the things before this call ends, and I would request you for is that this particular thing is is known a bit in India, but it's largely unknown in Silicon Valley and in the Western world. And since you blog so much and you know so many people and all that, I would request you to have a look at the tech and for whatever it is worth, and if you feel that it is okay to talk about it to people, because I think they will like it, because this technology is actually also very good for Latin script languages also, which have accents and diacritics, languages like Spanish, French. In fact, everyone else other than English uses accents, and they are not supported in the QWERTY keypad. And so, we are building something even for,
column on all these roundtables. So you will get covered in that recap column today. Your technology, I will talk about your technology in my recap column today. So you'll get publicity out of that. If you want us to really get involved with your company, you have to join the 1 million by 1 million program. I will talk about that later in the show. We do a lot of things for our companies, but I work exclusively with 1 million by 1 million entrepreneurs.
Yeah. And I would also request you to have a look at the video. It's just a 6-minute video, but you might...
I get these requests all the time for people to look at technology. As I'm saying, all these follow-on work requests has to come into the 1 million by 1 million program. For me to spend time on your company, you'll have to join the 1 million by 1 million program. So please do not. This is for all of you. I would be very happy to look at your technology every day. I get, just like you get 10 signups for your applications, I get at least 10 requests from people who want me to look at their technology. So, I have limited amount of time. I'm very happy to work with you. And if you look at the people that we are working with who are 1 million by 1 million entrepreneurs, we put everything possible to, we connect every possible dot, give them as much publicity as possible, and introduce them to whoever makes sense to introduce them to. All of that we are willing to do for you, but you've got to join the program, and that's the cutoff that we use. I can work with you if you join the program. I cannot work with you if you're not part of the program. Okay?
All right. Yeah, okay.
All right. Last presenter, Sunil Sharma.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you fine.
Okay, great. Awesome. So, hi guys, my name is Sunil and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Bluecoins, and my co-founder Vijay is also on the line. So let me start by giving you a quick one-liner of what Bluecoins is. Bluecoins is a mobile-based rewards platform for small to mid-sized services businesses who either don't have a platform to track and engage their customers today, or whose platforms are not working. So I hope that's clear that it is a platform to engage and track your customers and hence build further loyalty. So the idea started around late last year when we read a few cases on how Groupon had annoyed some customers and had left behind unhappy customers who are not going to do the business with Groupon again. So what we did was we met with a number of merchants in the Bay Area, because Vijay and I, we both live here in the San Francisco area. We met with a number of merchants and figured out what their need was, and obviously there was a huge interest from the merchants because they wanted to take advantage of the social media platforms. It's all new and it's all hyped up. People want to leverage people's networks and other platforms to take advantage and build loyal customers. So we figured that yes, there is a need. At the same time, there were some merchants who didn't even have a platform in place and who were not very clear about how to take advantage of social media. And there were some who had a platform, but they were not very happy with their platform. So we figured there was a need wherein we can provide a platform to these merchants and they can track and engage their customers and hence build for further loyalty. And the idea is, on an average today, 70 to 75% of the profit for the services businesses comes from 15 to 20% loyal customers. And if we can increase that number by a few more percent, the profit is going to grow like 3-4 times. So that's what we are trying to do, helping these merchants a slightly higher loyal customer base. So if you can.
So just a second, Sunil, let me understand this. Groupon, the business model of Groupon, actually it's on the agenda today to discuss the business model of Groupon. So it's a very good segue. The business model of Groupon is that the merchant offers a discount to the Groupon customers, and then Groupon sells a set of coupons, I guess, at that discounted price, and then the revenue is shared, I guess 50-50, or whatever is the percentage of revenue split with the merchant.
Yes, that's right.
And are you saying that you are pretty much offering the same model with a different revenue share scale, or are you?
It's not at all like that. It is targeting the same customers or same merchants who Groupon targets, but solving their problem of engaging the customers or building a loyal customer base in a very different way. So the problem is
the program.
Sorry? Yes, it's a rewards platform.
Okay.
Yes, so it's a loyalty rewards platform to enable these merchants to engage their customers. And unlike Groupon, wherein the customers come one time and go away, this program is more spread over a certain number of times to build that loyalty that, okay, the example that I generally give is, let's say if you like a particular Thai restaurant a lot, and if I as an app can take you to the same place 3-4 times in a row, the fifth or sixth time you're not even going to think about whether you should go there or not. Because you have already unconsciously built that loyalty, and as a loyal customer, you are going to go there again. You are going to talk about the place to your friends and family. You're going to probably put a word on Yelp once in a while, put a word on Facebook once in a while. So we are giving this platform to the users and the merchants to first of all track who is, how much are they spending, how often do they come, what profile do they belong to, are they doing things which they are supposed to be doing as part of their profile. So another example would be, let's say if you are 35, married, and you have a kid, you should be buying groceries 3-4 times a month. If you are doing that from the same merchant 3-4 times a month, that means you have passed the first test of loyalty. And we have these various tests of loyalty that you have to pass before you can take advantage of the 100% rewards the merchant is willing to give.
Yeah.
So if you
But hang on one second. You're talking about doing loyalty programs for merchants who don't have loyalty programs, like the independent merchants, the larger ones, the Macy's, the Best Buys, the Starbucks. They already have loyalty programs.
Yes, they all have loyalty program, and if you see underneath, I have mentioned. So most of these platforms, most of these companies are trying out the new platforms like Shopkick being one of them, Checkpoints. So these apps, they are either trying to build loyalty to the merchant or build loyalty to the brand.
Okay.
But the way these guys are doing it, they are either trying to track the customers by their check-ins or by scanning the barcodes. And in both of these cases that I just mentioned, the customers get the rewards even though they haven't done anything considerable for the merchant. And when I say considerable, the merchants only care about if I'm getting a business or not. So even though they haven't given any business to the merchant, they still get the rewards from the merchants. And this in the long term becomes problematic for the merchant, because he or she is just giving the rewards for no actual business coming in from the customers. So that's another problem that this platform is solving.
So let me ask you a question. I understand what you're trying to say. So let's say a merchant goes and markets through a Groupon or a Living Social and acquires 50 customers.
Sure.
Right, at a very deep discount.
Right.
Does the merchant have access to the contacts of those 50 customers?
I believe so. Yes, they do. Yes.
So conceivably, your loyalty program could be run on those 50 newly acquired customers, yes?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay. All right. Keep going.
So, yes. So the way the platform works is, as I said earlier, we track the customer's profile. We first identify based on the information you have given us, based on your friends from different platforms. We figure out what profile you belong to, how much, what frequency of shopping do you do, how many times you go to a particular place, how much money do you spend, and the other activities that I said earlier that a loyal customer would do on behalf of the merchant, like putting a word on Yelp or Facebook once in a while, and hence spreading the word further. So we track all these activities on behalf of the merchant, and we reward the customer as they do more or less activities. So let's say if you're just giving the business, you get certain rewards, but if you start talking about the merchant on Facebook, you get more rewards. If you invite more of your friends to that place, you get even more rewards. So the rewards keep incrementing if you maintain that loyalty. So let's say if you come to a place for 2 months in a row and then you disappear, your rewards are going to disappear as well. So So this is a true test of loyalty, where if you are loyal, you get the rewards. If you are not loyal, you are not going to get the rewards. Unlike in Groupon, regardless of whether you come 1 time or 2 times, you have already taken advantage of all the rewards that the merchant had in budget for the next quarter or so. So, and the way the rewards are disseminated, as I said earlier, they are going to be disseminated over 3-4 times. And the rewards will be higher or lower based on how much activity you do for the merchant. And over a longer period, it is supposed to change the behavior in favor of the merchant who is giving the rewards at the same time who is maintaining the quality and the price, and you are happy with the service.
Got it. What is your business model? Let's talk about your business model.
Sure. Our business model is we have, so first of all, we are going to let the merchants use the application free for like 3 months. And over the time, we'll be building the user base who are going to be going to these merchants. The merchants, after the free trial period, if they like what they are getting, they are going to be paying $20 a month subscription fee, plus 5%. We haven't yet decided 100% on the 5% number yet. It can be 2 to 5% based on how many new customers we are getting to the merchant. So a certain fixed subscription fee and a certain percentage of the transaction fee. So let's say if you go to a Thai restaurant and you spend $15 on the food, you will take 2% of the $15 that you have spent for the merchant.
Okay. So it is a revenue sharing business model.
Yes. Because you came to the merchant using our platform.
Okay.
And now that we are building this user base and these users, if you actually go to my screenshots, I think that might be easier to explain from there.
Where do I do that?
Yeah, keep going.
This one?
Yes, here. So you basically sign up on the platform. No, the previous one. Yes, this one. So you sign up on the app, and then you can see all the merchants on the platform and what rewards are they giving. So here you can see the very first one is giving 12%, the second one is giving 25%, but these are the highest rewards that the merchant has allocated for the next quarter. And these rewards will be disseminated in a way over a number of times based on how many loyalty tests have you passed.
Yeah.
So if you see next on the third screen, I have shown that right now if you go to this particular merchant, you're going to get 5%. The next time when you come, you will probably get 7.47%, and eventually it will end at 12%. And all this has to be within the loyalty period that the merchant has identified based on your profile and based on how you're behaving. So the way we close the loop on this is once you go to a merchant, you pay the amount to the merchant, and then you punch in the amount on the app, and you scan we provide a unique QR code to each of the merchants on our platform, and that QR code contains the information about who the merchant is. It's more or less like an ID for the merchant. After you have punched in the amount, you show the amount to the merchant. Merchant is going to show you his QR code, and you scan the QR code, and it will close the loop that yes, you gave this much amount to this merchant on this date, because by scanning the QR code, the app was able to pull the information about the merchant. So this closes the loop that you paid this much amount on this date to this merchant, and over a period, as you when you come the next time, you are going to do it again. So this is just a one test wherein you are recording the amount you have spent, but there are other activities like once you have
I got it. We need to get going. I like it. I think what I like particularly about it is that I don't think it's easy at all to do loyalty programs and in the low end, in the SMB, especially small business segment right now. And I think I think within reason you can validate this fairly easily. I assume that you're already validating it. This is a value proposition that I think if you sit down with enough merchants, it's not difficult to validate, and I'm pretty sure it is going to validate as a yes.
Awesome. So yeah, the good news is we are taking to the merchants tomorrow. So the original merchants who are on our customer advisory board, the ones who gave us the original requirements, we are meeting them tomorrow, and they will be using the app starting maybe this weekend for the next 3 months, and see how if the users are coming. And again, another thing that I haven't talked about is the merchants who are not rewarding customers using our platform yet, the users have the power to request those merchants for rewards. And we keep track of how many users have requested a particular merchant, and once, let's say, we have 50 users who want to get rewards from a particular merchant, we approach that merchant and tell them that these many users are interested in getting rewards from you, and if you probably start giving rewards, some of these customers will get converted to loyal customers. So we have that thing on the side as well. So I didn't think screen, but the screen had a request rewards button for the merchants who are not on the platform yet.
So I think the question now is, how are you going to build this company? Do you have a product already?
We have the prototype. It's not a full-fledged product. It's a very basic prototype that does whatever I just talked about, until sending the message to someone's wall on Facebook so their friends and families can see about it. But we just have the prototype, and we spent less than 2.5 months in gathering the requirements, designing and developing the product. We started around late March, and so we just finished the development like a couple of days back.
Okay. So are you planning to raise seed financing, or can you bootstrap this to further validation and
Until now, it's all completely bootstrapped, and we can sustain maybe another 6 to 8 months. But eventually, we would like to raise money. Yes.
Very good. If you can sustain another 6 to 8 months, I think you can get this to a very reasonable point of validation.
So I think one question that I have for you is, how should we approach these merchants? So some we already have on the platform who are going to be trying the app out, but how should we approach other customers, other merchants?
You're going to have to call them and work with them directly. I can, take a category that, whether it's restaurants or spas or whatever, do it in a local. All you need to do right now, Sunil, is get like a dozen customers who are willing to work with you and actually use the system and even the product. In the next 6 to 8 months, if you can get 12 paying customers and fully validate the model, that would be enough.
Okay. So again, another thing is, this is a two-sided market, because on one side there are merchants, on the other side there are consumers getting these rewards.
Yeah.
How should we, So of course, the merchants are the ones who are going to be paying us the money. So that's our primary market. But again, we need to be building the user base as well. So the merchants are giving the rewards, but if there are no users leveraging those rewards, it's again going to be useless. So how should we reach those users as well?
Well, this is a very broad question. I'll be happy to work with you. I'm kind of out of time right now. We have just 5 minutes. I have a bunch of things more to cover. So you're welcome to come back and work with me at one of these sessions, or ideally join the premium program. That way you will get a crash course in customer acquisition and just follow that and implement that, and you should be, and then I'll work with you in the premium program to fine tune your strategy.
Great.
Let me very quickly, I promised to discuss the Groupon business model, and it's actually very good that we had Sunil's business to talk about, because I think the big takeaway from the Groupon business model is the notion of revenue sharing. Groupon itself, the specific business model of Groupon may not be what is going to be what's going to become standard or sustainable, or even the model to follow, but the key in there is revenue sharing. Doing advertising, doing marketing for businesses, for merchants, and taking a percentage of the revenue. That's one of the big trends that I see in Groupon's business model. So please take a note of that. I'm glad that Sunil is taking note of that and implementing that in his business model. Sunil, I'll be happy to work with you. I want to quickly run you through where we just have 4 minutes. I need to close this session in 4 minutes. So I'm just going to very quickly run you through the 1 million by 1 million program. And this is also to address the kinds of requests Abhijit is making, and other people are using the program. So these roundtables, these free public roundtables, are completely free. Anybody from anywhere in the world can come and talk to me, and I'll be very happy to give you the kind of advice or strategy consulting that you saw us going through today. But if you want to go beyond that, we have other there are other resources that you're asking for, whether you're asking for investor introductions, customer introductions, PR, media relations, customer channel partner introductions. All these things, they are part of the premium program, and for that you're going to have to become a premium member of the 1 million by 1 million program. So we have the Entrepreneur Journeys book series and blog series. The blog is free. The book series is available on Amazon. There are 4 books that start synthesizing some of the methodology of 1 million by 1 million. Entrepreneur Journeys Volume 1, Bootstrapping Weapon of Mass Reconstruction, Positioning, How to Test, Validate, and Bring Your Ideas to Market, and Innovation Need of the Hour. The books are available on Amazon, Kindle, and in India and on Flipkart. The blog is at sramanamitra.com. The blog is free. These roundtables are free. We have almost every Thursday we have roundtables. But beyond that, if you're looking for the more comprehensive methodology guidance, the curriculum, the private roundtables, the more in-depth review of your business, more in-depth strategy consulting, mentoring, business development, and help with financing, that needs to be in the premium program. So you do need to sign up with a $1,000 annual membership fee to become part of that process. And that you'll find the website of that at 1m1m.sramanamitra.com. I really want to work with you. Believe me, I really want to work with you, all of you. But think about it. We are also running a program that has limitations. We have limited resources. So we have to figure out a way in which we can give you a certain amount of resources for free, but we can't give you all of these extensive resources for free. That is just not viable for us. We're not a nonprofit that is founded by Gates Foundation grants and stuff. We are a business. We have to stay alive as a business, and we have to manage our resources on our end as well. So please trust me when I say that I really want to know what your 6-minute video shows. I really want to understand your technology at a lot more depth, but I am constrained by time, and I have to work with people who are actually 1M1M premium members. So if you want to work with me in a more in-depth fashion, please join the premium program and I'll be delighted to work with you. So in the premium program, you get a curriculum, you get private roundtables. There's a page in the on the site here, what to expect from the premium program. There's an FAQ. You can learn a lot more about what we offer there. The methodology is lean, capital efficient, bootstrap startups. We try to get you to as much progress, as much validation, and to a certain level of valuation if you're going to raise money before before you start needing a lot of capital. This is why I was jittery about Abhijit's presentation, and I was asking how he's going to manage the short-term cash flow and the phase, because from experience, I know that carrier deals or device technology licensing deals with devices are very, very long sales cycles. So if it's that long sales cycle for your business, if it's an 18-month, 24-month sales cycle, 18-month, 24-month of cash flow has to be managed. And Abhijit gave a very satisfactory answer that he's already starting to sell apps, B2C apps on iTunes and blah, blah, blah. And that's fine. As long as that covers the cost, that's great. He has a bootstrapping strategy and I'm happy with it. So we kind of like to work with very big, ambitious ideas. Girish, by the way, is working with a very ambitious idea. But at the same time, our philosophy is lean, capital efficient, bootstrap startups. We do need you to keep your feet firmly planted on the ground and make sure that you have a way to not go out of business in the short run while you're chasing the big whales. So in the curriculum, you have a core curriculum and electives, and a lot of you are asking me questions about customer acquisition. You're asking me questions about positioning, go-to-market strategy, customer validation strategy. I have already created a very comprehensive program curriculum for you, which consists of video lectures and case studies. So bootstrapping, positioning, market sizing, customer validation, financing, customer acquisition, team building. This is a set of core curriculum modules that I would like you to digest as part of getting yourself ramped up as soon as possible. In terms of electives, whatever sector you're working on, we have created, again, modules, elective modules against all the major trends of our industry, whether it's Web 3.0 and e-commerce, computing and business solutions, outsourcing and consulting businesses, business application, any kind of outsourcing businesses, mobile and social apps, healthcare, IT, education, all these we have elective modules on, and you should take advantage of those as well, depending on what sector you're working in. We do investor introductions, we do customer introductions, we do media relations, we do channel partner introductions. We'll be happy to put all our resources to work on your behalf. Absolutely, that is what 1 million by 1 million is about. For the $1,000 annual membership fee, you get all these services, and it's an unlimited use of those services. By the way, the case studies that we are using, I've taken 6 years of my life to create over 400 case studies where I've brought entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, and come and share their success stories and their success strategies with you. And I've synthesized the 1 million by 1 million methodology out of that whole effort. So that's great. You get access to the strategies of 400 entrepreneurs, and that's really powerful, really, really powerful. So that's pretty much what the 1 million by 1 million program is all about. Those of you who came here today looking for PR, you will get PR in my recap column today. I will talk about you, and I will, that is a syndicated column, so you will get PR in very, very high profile, highly visible places. So that's all very well. But if you really want to work with 1 million by 1 million and take advantage of all the extensive resources that we've pulled together for you, you need to become a member of the premium program. By the way, the Thai Chennai 25% discount offer runs out today. So if you haven't signed up for it, please do so today. And if you're in that discount, you should sign up right now. The next two roundtables in June are 23rd and 30th of June. And then we are off for 2 weeks in July. I'm traveling. I'll be in London and on the 7th and in France on the 14th. So we don't have roundtables. July 21st and 28th are the 2 July roundtables. So again, people who want to work with me on the free sessions, feel free to sign up to pitch and get this kind of coaching and consulting at one of these roundtables. We typically can accommodate about 5 people per session. And we really do not have time to do much Q&A today. I will open up my group chat and try to take a few quick questions. And so if you want to ask questions, go ahead and use the group chat. Meanwhile, let me also say a few things about my Vision India 2020 book. This is is my notebook, basically. I've published my notebook with $45 billion business ideas pretty well flushed out. And it's written as if we are sitting in 2020 and looking back on how to build these businesses. So take a look at, if you're looking for business ideas leveraging India, you can take a look at those. We have a number of partners that we work with. Microsoft BizSpark is one of them. ReadWrite Web is a great media partner. The recap that I'm talking about is going to be published on ReadWrite Web. So everybody who presents at these roundtable sessions automatically get covered in my recap column, which gets syndicated by ReadWrite Web, Business Insider, and a bunch of our media partners, Your Story. We also partner with EMITA, the Alumni Association of MIT Club of Northern California, Startup America Partnership. We've just started working with Startup America. Startup America is trying to jumpstart entrepreneurship in a big way. We've just joined hands with them. And then we have Indian Angel Network, TIE, various chapters of TIE we partner with. Persistent Systems is one of our channel partners for a number of 1 million by 1 million companies. We partner with a lot of incubators, including MAD in Malaysia and a bunch of others. Also, if you're a blogger or if you have a site that caters to entrepreneurs, we have an affiliate program where we give 10% of our annual membership fee, the $1,000 annual membership fee, for companies that you bring to the program, customers that you bring to the program. So we want you to be able to become very quickly, very seamlessly, become an affiliate of the program and use the program for your community. And VView is our technology partner. So that's pretty much it. Any quick questions? We need to really wrap up. We are way over time today. Very good presentations, very good companies. All of you are doing interesting work, and I will be writing about them in the recap column today. But in the meantime, I'll take one question. How's that? If anybody wants to ask one question, go ahead. There is a question here asking, just see. Rashmi Ranjan is asking only for Thai Chennai or Bangalore also. The discount is only for Thai Chennai. Thai Bangalore has not done a partnership with us. So if you want a discount for Thai Bangalore, go talk to your executive director at Thai Bangalore and ask them to contact us and do a deal with us, and we'll be happy to create a discount program for Thai Bangalore. But so far they have not negotiated any such deal with us. Thai Chennai has. Just that we have a number of Thai Chennai members. Girish is actually a Thai Chennai member. Ajit is a Thai Chennai member. Suresh is a Thai Chennai member. So we have a number of members from Thai Chennai as a result of the work we've done with Thai Chennai. Right, and there's a Facebook poll. So you have seen 5 companies. Please go and vote on the Facebook page, facebook.com 1M by 1M. And go ahead and vote. Whoever is in Bangalore and are members of Thai Chennai should go email your executive directors. Praveen can request, but Praveen is an ambassador. You are probably one of the customers, so you're going to have to reinforce that. Okay. All right, folks. I think we're going to wrap up the room for today. We'll see you next week, and I look forward to working with more of you next time at the similar session. Bye-bye.